And we are live. Brilliant. Okay. Fantastic. Let me just restart the time there. I've had a few technical difficulties, so let's reset that. So welcome everybody who is following this one. So we've done this work at 7:45 this morning. We've done it again at 12 o'clock. Now it is the 5 o'clock class. This Thursday's class it's a nice workout, this one, because what we've got is a bit of conditioning work where we're going to get you moving. Then we've got our core, and then we're going to go into a little bit more athletic development work as well. So we'll get you working in a few different ways. First thing I want you to do is just to start opening up your arms, just so you can get a little bit of a stretch reaching across your body. And then just start to feel like you're stretching through the shoulder muscles as you start to reach a little bit further back. And let's take this into a little pivot across the body. So just rotating through the feet from one side to the other. Going to be around about chest height that you're rotating. What we're looking to do here is just to free up your spine a little bit. Now, one of the early moves that we've got is one that we've done a few times so far. It's called the kick sit, and that's one where we're going to be rotating and kicking your leg through a little bit of space in between your arms. So that way you're going to need a little bit of rotation here. Okay, take into a little half squats. Just lowering your hips down towards your heels and just bring yourself back up. And what we're looking to do here is just to start to activate the muscles, starting to prepare them for the workout we're going to be doing. I've got a squat to lunge is the first exercise. So we're just going to progressively get you to squat down a little bit deeper if you feel comfortable to do that. And let's get you moving. Okay, now let's take into that step back lunge. So I'm just going to create a little bit of space behind me, take a large step backwards, and then alternate through the legs. Now when you're going into these lunges, try and keep your back nice and straight. Take the back knee down towards the floor as far as you feel comfortable, and then bring yourself back up again. There's no need to rush these as it's part of the warm-up. Just looking for you to increase the range that you feel comfortable doing, and then we can go from there. Let's do one more, and then bring your imaginary skip rope into your hands. What I want you to do is just pushing off the floor. Now, as we start to progress through these exercises, we will do 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of recovery, and each exercise we will put into a little mini circuit and do each circuit twice. Now, that means the first time you do the exercises, you'll be able to learn and work on them, and then the second time, you'll be able to let it all go and start to push your fitness a little bit more. That's what you want to do. Take this little jump side to side. Now, in the third round of exercises, I've got an opportunity for you to push your fitness a little bit more. Okay, I'll give you options, so that way then if you want to make it harder or easier, you can do. You can split legs here, 1 foot forwards, 1 foot backwards. And then when you start to do these exercises, if you really want to go after it at any time because you're feeling good, then go for it. But at the same time, if it's not feeling good, don't do it. Let's modify it, let's change it. And I'm sure you're about to come up with some options, and I'm about to guide you through a few regressions and regressions as well. Now, let's have a little punch combination. Taking a fighting stance up on the side of your head, you're going to jab, cross, jab. We're going to jump 180 degrees, jab, cross, jab. Okay, so as you start to change these, I would definitely want you to make sure that you are pivoting off your feet. So that way then you make sure that you've got nice movement right from the foot, the knee, and the hip all at the same time. And what this does, it starts to teach you good movement patterns, but it also protects your joints and starts to fire up the muscles that you're going to be working. Okay, let's take a little knee strike here. So pivot over to the side, strike your knee, reach your arms up high, then just a little step back. Let's take it over to the opposite side. Again, drive your knee high and let your arms reach high and bring down. Okay, let's keep this going. Now this is not only just a nice dynamic movement, it prepares the muscles, especially in the hips, for the work that they're going to be doing, but at the same time, it starts to get your heart rate set because you're reaching your arm overhead and moving in very quick succession as well. So a really nice movement, just to prepare the body for what we're about to work on. Also, as I said earlier, we've got some lunges early in the workout, so this will help prepare you to get into your lunge position as well. So reach your arms up high, drive your knee up, pivot the feet from one side over to the other. Let's do one more each side. We've got 3 strikes, pivot, 3 strikes to finish with. Excellent. Okay, just shake out your body. Now, let me take you to the first exercise. What we're going to do, I'm going to do it slightly sideways to you. You're going to squat, then it's a lunge, step back up, lunge, step back up. And we repeat that cycle of squat and then 2 reverse lunges. Okay? Second exercise we're going to do is a kick sit. So hands are going to be down on the floor. We're going to kick your foot all the way through, come back to the center and alternate that. And then the third exercise is going to be a bear crawl and I've got plenty of time to demonstrate that to you later on. Okay, so let's get to the beginning. 45 seconds of work, starting off with a squat, and then alternating reverse lunge. So let's get moving. Let's get that squat speed wherever your range wants to take you at the moment. Now remember, we're going to do all these exercises twice, so it's easy to start putting jumps. It's easy to start speeding work up, but I want you to be quite methodical in these first few exercises. Start to think about your range of movement. How does your body feel? And tell you, after having done this twice already today, this third time, my body's feeling a little bit stiff. So I'm just going to start to develop that range of movement as I progress through these early rounds of exercises. So that way then, I can really go after it when my body feels like it's comfortable to do so. Okay, relax then. Let's have a look at that kick sit. Hands down on the floor. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to pivot on your feet, and you're going to spin over to the side. So my foot has come through the space between my foot and where my hands are. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you an option. Let's go for 45 seconds. You can lift that hand up, place it back down on the floor, and then as you pivot, that hand moves back up. Now, the benefit of releasing that hand off the floor means that you've got a little bit more space for you to actually get through. So, if you want to make it a little bit tougher, keep your hands on the floor, and you're going to have to pivot and stay in this almost tighter position. But if we can, you've got the option to either stay down there or to lift the hand up off the floor and kick through. Okay, so we've got just 10 seconds left to go. So keep spinning and pivoting on the feet as you kick sit across. Now, it's an obvious name on this one, but it gets its name from the fact that you are kicking your leg through and sitting down on the floor. So let's get a bit of a space. And you're going to do a bear crawl. So opposite hand and leg, move. And whichever place you get to, you're going to do a reverse bear crawl back. Now options are, you don't have to move far. It could just be on the spot. So if you haven't got much space, that is absolutely fine. So I want your back to stay straight. I want your eyes to look down towards your hands. And I want you to travel or work on that spot where you're constantly opposite hand and opposite leg are moving at the same time. And then reverse it back. So push through the hands as you move backwards. Good. 15 seconds left to go. Then we're going to repeat all these exercises, getting after it a little bit more if it feels good, slowing it down if it doesn't. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Let's change what you're doing. You can always modify every exercise. Try and do something similar and just modify it wherever you feel comfortable. Okay, so next exercise is the squat to reverse lunges. Okay, let's get you ready for this one. Starting in 5. I have an option. It's a power lunge. Okay, so you're going to squat, lunge, jump into those lunges, and then go back into that squat. So here is your entry-level exercise. This is one way you could go. Or it's a squat, then from that lunge position, jump into the lunges, and then repeat the squat. So you pick the intensity you want to work to. And the reason why I like saying that is because then if you feel a little bit stiff and sore tomorrow because you've worked hard, it's not my fault. You pick the option as well. Okay? So step back lunge, keep your back nice and straight, knee goes down to the floor, and then jump into that lunge as the option if you wanted to. Okay? So the lunge, jump those legs, come back up to one more, lunge, jump that lunge. Okay, now comes up for the kick sit. So hands can stay down, or you can lift the hands off the floor. It's totally your choice which one you want to do. I'm going to go slightly at an angle so you can see my body position a little differently. 3, 2, let's go. Kick through, sitting down next to your hands. Bring your hands together, and then over to the opposite side. Good. So you're just moving from one side to the other. Pushing out your foot, kicking it through. Let's try and get your hips to turn 90 degrees along the line of the body. And that way then, if you wanted to, you can always lift that hand up to create a little bit more space. And your arm almost works as a counterbalance to allow you to pivot and move through. Just over 10 seconds of work to go. Do as much work as you feel comfortable to do. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, we've got the bear crawl next. So find a little bit of space, or you can do these on the spot. Hands underneath the body. Strong, almost half press up position here. So the knees are going to come off the floor, opposite hand and foot, start to travel forwards, and alternating those each time, and then we move backwards as well. Pushing through here. Doing well. 15 seconds gone already. About 45-second timer. You have to earn and deserve a little bit of recovery. But we're always going to be changing the type of exercise or the area of the body that's going to be working, especially if it's a tiring exercise. That way then we get a full body workout and you get a nice conditioning workout all through the muscles as well. Good. Keep pushing through. Your heart rate's going up a little bit and relax there. Okay, so next we're going to need a mat if you've got one. If you don't have one, a towel or a jumper or something a little bit more comfortable than just being on the floor is great. However, if you haven't got it, you don't need to run out and buy it. First exercise is going to be a side plank. Let's get straight into this one. Feet stacked upon each other, elbow underneath the shoulder. I want you to push yourself up so you're in a really nice strong position. Keep pushing your hips up high. Now, what we're going to do is around about 20 seconds on each side. I'm going to do a quick transition from one side to the other. You could just turn over. I'll tell you when it will stop. Okay, here's my quick transition. And then straighten again. Hold yourself up strong. Good. Now, 15 seconds to go. Keep pushing your hips up high. Reach the fist up into the ceiling or potentially the sky. Keep that strong position. You've got 5 seconds to go. Just keep breathing through this. Nice static position. Good, well done. Okay, now hold lie down your back. What we're going to do is we're going to extend your arms and your legs out long. What we're going to do is a V-sit. So you're going to reach towards your toes, lifting your shoulder blades off the floor, and then lower yourself back down. Now I want you to breathe out when you reach up. So here we go. Exhale as you reach up. Inhale as you lower back down. Let's go. Breathe out. Breathe in. Try and reach the shoulder blades up off the floor as your fingertips reach towards your toes. Now let me give you an option here. Knees and elbows can come together and then bring yourself back down. So you've got a slightly easier option of reducing the length of your body to its knees and elbows. But if you've got it in the locker, let's use it. Shoulder blades come off the floor. Exhale as you reach up towards your toes. Inhale as you lower yourself back down. Let's do it one more. And relax there. Now, the next exercise we're going to do is called a boat pose. It comes from the yoga and Pilates world. What we're going to do is we're going to sit on your seat bone. So it's basically at the very bottom of your spine. What we do is place your hands onto the floor and lean back with a straight spine until you find a little bit of work into the stomach. Then if you can, lift your heels off. Now your arms reaching out in front of you complete the boat pose. But here's options for you. If at any time it feels like it's too hard, you can just bring your feet down. Or you can keep your feet up and bring your hands down if you're worried about that bit of stability. Now here's some options to progress the exercise a little bit harder. You're just going to extend the leg and allow the heel to just tap the floor and then bring yourself back up. So you've got the options to make it as easy or as hard as you want. All I want is a nice straight spine, and I want you to lean back to where you're going to find, I'm going to call it the tremor of truth. You know if you're working, and you've got that little bit of shaking coming into the abdominal muscles. Try and keep your chin and chest lifted so your back stays straight. Okay, let's get you ready for those side planks again. So all three exercises, the side planks, the V-sits, and the boat pose. Feet stacked upon each other, starting in 5 seconds. Get your elbow underneath your shoulder and reach up. Let's go. Hold it strong. Keep that strong position. So we're going to be here for about 20 seconds. And it gives me a nice little quick transition over to the opposite side. If you wanted to, you could literally put this arm down onto the floor and rotate over to the opposite side if you need to. I'll let you know when to change again. Okay, relax there. Quick transition over to the opposite side, elbow underneath the shoulder. Let's reach up again. This way it gives us 20 seconds on each side, which is nice. It's better to work with planks for a short period of time than try and keep the form really good and almost rest into a position which isn't actually working the muscles too much. So this should start to feel like you're working all the way through. Okay, relax there. Let's go to those V-sits. So arms open overhead, legs out straight. If you can, exhale as you reach your fingertips towards your toes. Starting in 5 seconds, here's your demonstration. Reach up, and then breathe in as you lower yourself back down. Options are knees and elbows coming together. Let's get going. So that's your option. Knees to elbows, or if you can, we're going to reach up towards your toes and then lower yourself back down. Keep in control, reaching high, exhale as you reach up, inhale as you lower yourself back down. Ideally, you're trying to keep your feet together, and you try to make sure that shoulder blades come off the floor. So you can see that I'm working quite slowly as I reach upwards. What I don't want to see is people kind of throwing their arms forwards and using momentum as well. So try and keep control. Last 5 seconds, let's see if we can get another couple in. Good, and one more to go. And relax there. Okay, now your boat pose. So this one is sat onto your seat bones. Tongue twister. Nice straight spine. Lean back until you find that little trigger of truth. Arms reach out in front of you. Feet lift off the floor. Holding that position. Back stays nice and straight. Here's your options. If you're worried about stability, hands down to the floor. If you're worried about intensity, feet come down to the floor. However, if this is not rocking your world and you want to make it a little bit harder, extend one leg away from you. And I want you to lean backwards as low as you feel as if you can maintain the position, working within that little tremor of truth that we've mentioned. Just holding a really strong position, keeping yourself stable. Good. You're doing a great job here. Got 8 seconds to go. Should feel like you're working. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now, I'm going to keep the mat here because we've got another exercise called a toe reach. Okay, so we're going to take a press up position, and I'm going to reach towards my toes, come back to the press up position, and alternate from one side to the other. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Press up position, reach towards your toes, come back to that press up position. Now, if this is too much for you, you can just reach as far as you feel comfortable on the mat, or indeed on the floor if you haven't got a mat today. But if you can reach for the toes, trying to get there all the time, but then come back into that press-up position so the hips actually come back to a nice straight leg. And what we're looking to do is make sure the hips do extend. What we don't want to do is have your hips pointed up all the time. That can be bad for your lower back as well. So making sure you come back into that press-up position, and if at any time I said do a press-up, you wouldn't be able to without having to change your position too much, okay? So let's release that one. Let's bring it up to a standing position. Now the next exercise is called a pop-up squat. So we're going to take your feet a little bit wider than where you would naturally go for a squat. And I'm going to get you to reach down towards the floor so your fingertips touch the floor. From here, you're going to push off the floor as you jump your feet together, jump back down deep into that squat, and let's get repeating these. So your goal here is just to keep yourself working all the time. You get to pick your fitness level. Now, if this little push off the floor is not comfortable with you, then just do a deep squat in this almost what we will refer to as a sumo position, where your legs are wide and your feet almost turn down slightly as well. So that's an option. But this little pop off and just getting up nice and quick is called your pop up squat. Okay? Pop up squat. Keeping you working. You've got 5 seconds to go. If you want to improve your fitness, get after it now. 2, 1, and relax. Now, our last exercise is going to be a burpee. Okay? So this is a chance for you to push your fitness a little bit more. What you can do is just walk it out, and I'm going to show you how to do that one, and then we can put the jumps back in on the last round. So here's your walk out, and then stand up. Okay? So I'm going to stay at this level. And then the last part of this, I'll start demonstrating the full burpee. But if you want it, you can jump your feet out, jump them back in, and jump them up. Here's what it'll look like. That's what your goal is, okay? So you pick the intensity that you want to work on. Good. You've got just over 15 seconds to go. Let me join you for a full burpee now. So jumping in, jumping up, jump out, jump in, jump up, okay? Let's keep that rhythm going. Keep breathing as well. Try not to hold your breath when you're doing these. Last ones. Excellent. Okay. Toe reaches. Let's take it down to the floor. Let's get those toe reaches ready. So press up position. On your hands, on your toes, and you're going to reach towards your toes. Okay, let's get going. Reach towards the toes, back to that press up position, making sure the hips come all the way down. Good. Just keep that nice big range of movement going. Good work. Keep that big reach. Making sure you're still breathing on all the time. Just over 10 seconds of work to go. Doing a great job. Hang in there. Last one then. Reach over the toe and release that. Okay, bring yourself back to a standing position. 2 exercises to go. You've got the choice to get after it if you want to. So here's the pop-up squat. Feet wide, turned out slightly. Hips down towards the heels. And you're going to push off the floor and back into that squat position. Let's get moving. Good work. Okay, just keep that little rhythm going. Now remember, you've got the option, if you don't want to push off the floor, it's just doing a squat on the spot. Okay, so nice wide squat, feet turned out slightly. That's your option. But if you can get after it today, let's get going. 20 seconds of work to go. Try and keep your back straight, try and keep your head looking forwards, get a nice deep position, and then push off the floor. Last 10 seconds of work to go. This way you get to put your heart rates up a little bit more, burning some good calories here, and relax there. Okay, we've got burpees to finish. It's like the finish line is inside 10 seconds, then we get moving, loosen up your body. You've got the full burpees, or you've got the walkout options. Okay, let's get you ready. Let's do this. Hands down, jump out, jump in, jump up. Let's get moving. Good work, good work, good work. What we're looking for, 10 would be a great number if you can do these. But at the same time, you've got to work to whatever level you feel comfortable. If you're doing walkouts, it's going to be less. But if you need a little breather, that's also fine. I just want you to work to whatever level you feel comfortable. As long as you're staying active, that's the plan. 15 seconds to go. Keep working, keep working. You're doing a great job. Let's get one more in. And relax there. Give those arms and legs a little bit of a shake there. Just loosen yourself up. Great job. You're going to be a little breathless at the moment, so let's just slow it all down. We'll take it down to the floor. I'm going to take you through a couple of yoga moves just to help put a little bit of length into some of the muscles. So let's get into an up dog to begin with. Knees rested on the floor. Lower your hips forwards. Lift your chin and chest up. Roll your shoulders back and down. Now dig your toes in behind you. Push into a downward facing dog. And just want you to pedal your heels. Now, if we're doing a bit of jumping work, I want to get these calves stretched out a little bit. So just walk your heel down towards the floor. Go into the up dog again. This time my hips are going to be stretched. And I'm going to make sure my knees don't touch the floor this time. Again, lift your chin and chest. Peel your shoulder blades back. And again, push through the hands into that downward facing dog. Just hold here. Think about pushing the heels down towards the floor. And your chest coming towards your knees. Now my left foot's going to take a really large step up towards my left hand. I'm going to reach that left hand up into the air. Push the back heel away to get a nice deep stretch. Reaching tall. Good work. Okay, let's bring that hand down inside the left foot. Back to downward facing dog for the last time. Right foot goes over towards the right hand, and again, reach that right hand up. Push the left heel away from the rest of the body. Good. Bring that hand just inside the foot. Good. Bring it down onto your knees and just slowly roll up to your spine. Just loosen your body up a little bit. Keep it nice and relaxed. So what we're going to do is a little quad stretch. So take one foot into the palm of your hand. Slight bend in the standing foot, lengthen through the spine. Now think about pushing your foot into the palm of your hand. You get a nice deep stretch here. Good. Well done. Excellent. Now, give that a little shake and swap it over to the opposite side. Nice slight bend in the standing foot. Lengthen up through the spine. Good. Excellent. Good little shake there. Now, what I want you to do is take your hands behind you. Get a nice stretch through your chest. So lift your chin and chest up tall. Think about pulling your shoulder blades closer together. See if you can almost bring your hands a little bit further away from the body as well. Just to develop that stretch a little further. Good. Now bring your hands together, reach them up to the sky nice and high. Let's bend over to the side. Good. And back to the center. And then over to the opposite side. Great job. Okay, come back to the center. Loosen your body up. Thank you very much for joining us. This has been the Matrix Fitness live workout. That's us finished for this week. We'll be back next Tuesday, next Thursday, 7:45 in the morning, 12 o'clock at lunchtime, and also the 5 o'clock in the evening class as well. So hopefully you can join us on one of those. Thanks everybody. Take care. See you soon.